Today, I've got three super gross horror movies that you may have missed in 2022. Stay tuned. So, the first movie we're going to talk about is a movie called Men. And this movie was written and directed by Alex Garland. This is a British folk horror movie. And it follows a widowed woman who's trying to get away from issues that are going on in her life. So, she makes an escape out to a countryside village where weird things start happening with all of the village men that she encounters. And not to give away any spoilers, but there are some parts, super gross parts, that I actually had to look away from the screen because it was just too over the top. Um, Not getting too graphic, it has to do with giving birth and also men. Like hence the name, the title of the movie, Men. So that was a part that just kept going. I don't even know how they did this super gross. I'll just call it men birthing men part. But yeah, it was pretty gross, pretty graphic. I mean, it just kept going on and on. Blatant. Doesn't seem like movies nowadays, like the ending is always so vague. Such a vague ending to a movie. Well, this one has a vague ending, but it's definitely worth the watch. The cinematography is just amazing. Wow. I would watch it again for the cinematography alone. So I believe right now it's showing on Showtime. If you want to catch this one, I don't know if you can rent it on Amazon. Most likely you can, but definitely playing on Showtime. The second movie on this list, it's really a weird one. It's called The Wounded Fawn, and it's written and directed by Travis Stevens. It was inspired by surrealist art and Greek mythology. Follows a woman who is a curator in a museum who is looking to getting back to dating again, and she ends up with a guy, takes her on a getaway, and let's just say it's not good for either one of them. I think this movie is probably one of the weirdest movies I've seen in probably years. The transformations in this movie are what the characters transform. Not trying to give anything away, but of course, things happen to certain characters in the movie. And there's transformations, there's changing into things, and a lot of metaphor, things like that. So, but it's pretty gross too. So I would say this one is not as gross as Men. The things that happen in Men. The things that happen in Men is like, ooh. Okay. And number one, yes, I've talked about this movie before, but since it's a gross out list with body horror in it as well, so it's going to be Terrifier 2. So that movie was written and directed by Damien Leone. It's a follow up to 2016's Terrifier. And so it's Halloween again, and he's out on his business and doing what he does. And he's after our brother and sister this time. And what I was saying before in my last video, talking about Terrifier 2, is that I felt that it was too long, and I kind of still feel that way, even though it's great. I mean, a lot of really super disgusting things happening, just being people being decimated. I won't go into too much, but if you saw the first one, you know what to expect on the second one. Still just not a fan of the ending. Didn't think that it gave. There was some area that I felt like it could have been cut out, and then the very end could have been placed in its place. So it would have been it would have made more sense, I guess, to do it that way. But so if you watch these movies, let me know what you think. Do you agree with what I'm saying about these movies? And if you want to watch a few more videos, I believe I have some coming up here. So signing out on this. Take care.